Folks, I've a question this morning. How do you convince your ideal client, your target sort of market, especially if you're in professional services, how do you convince people to buy your services and to work with your firm? And that's a question that's come about from a very recent experience I've just had with a new client. So we took on a client there about sort of 6 to 8 weeks ago. And the client came to us having been with their own accounting firm for over 10 years. There was one thing that happened within the last few months that made that client think that they wanted to talk to another accountant and maybe work with somebody else on the services that they wanted to get for their business. Which just goes to show you that that's all it takes, is one thing where you drop the ball and people look elsewhere, because it's so easy to look elsewhere nowadays. And how did we convince that person that we were the firm to work with? Well, first of all, we have a good marketing strategy. We present ourselves as the experts in the field, which we believe we are in terms of cloud accounting and Xero and so on. And that's exactly what this client wanted, so that's what drew them to us. So getting your marketing strategy right to be directed towards your ideal clients, to be directed towards getting people to buy the services that you want them to buy, and the services that you also know is going to be of maximum impact for their business, is one strategy. The second thing that I found, especially with this experience, is deliver on what you promise to do and exceed it where you possibly can. And with this particular case, that's exactly what we did. We made them promises as to how soon the training would be delivered. We stuck to the dates that we had. We delivered every single session in accordance with the planned work at each session, and made sure at the end of each session that the client was totally delighted with what was happening. And in between times, we supported the client with queries they had, and we responded fairly quickly. So stick to your word and make sure that you can exceed it where you possibly can. I think that the message there really is that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And once you get your ideal client coming to you to speak to you as a lead and as a prospect, and getting them to sign up through a procedure that you should have in place to be able to do that, make it easy for them to buy and understand the services that they're getting from you, and then you've got to deliver and exceed their expectations. So that's two ways really of getting the ideal client on board and making sure that they're totally satisfied. The third thing I would say, and this is what we're going to do with this particular case and this customer, is ask them to give you some kind of testimonial. Might be a written testimonial to put on your website, on your social media. Even better if you can get some kind of video testimonial, and that's what we're going to aim to do with this particular client. And that actually comes off the back of an email that I received from the client last night. The client was basically so delighted, they said, with the service they've got so far. Their previous firm took days, if not a week, to answer any simple question they had. We've exceeded that by miles, and they just wanted to tell us they're totally delighted with the service. So these things work, and you just have to be consistent. So have your marketing strategy right to get your ideal client. Make your promises that you know you can stick to. Exceed the service expectation where you possibly can, and ask the client for feedback and maybe a testimonial at the end. Hope that's been of some use, especially if you're in professional services yourself, to be able to get the ideal clients that you want to work with, and to keep them happy and keep them with you for a long time.